Now at 6:30 on WKYT this morning, a young Kentucky student is recovering after being dragged down the road by his school bus.
New evidence in the search for a missing Kentucky teenager who police fear is with a man armed with a stolen gun.
And the FBI busts an Ohio man accused of plotting to blow up the U.S. Capitol.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning, and it is so good to have you with us on WKYT Thursday, January 15th. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. Really a mixed bag of weather we're dealing with, but there are some situations at the schools this morning.
Right, Laurel County schools are closed, and we have some other closings and delays that we're getting to you there at the bottom of your screen and on WKYT.com. Let's check in with Micah right now, tracking what could be some changes over the next couple of hours.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. I mean, the weather models have actually backed this thing up timing-wise. So the snow accumulation, the part of that with some light accumulations here and there, that's there. That is staying from what we have said the past 24 hours. But yesterday we were talking about it maybe moving in a little bit earlier than what you're seeing now, but it's another 3 hours before we really start to see this crank up. So the weather models have pushed the timing back a bit, which actually puts it into school hours. So that's the kind of situation you're going to have to go over in your head with this one. Because as we go throughout the day, we'll hold on to those snowflakes, and that takes you into early afternoon too, maybe even some around 3 to 5 p.m. in the far southeastern zones. So there's a lot going on today, and even some snow accumulations are possible. I'll talk about how much you can expect and who can see the most coming up.
All right, here's the news from WKYT.
A Clark County student is recovering this morning after being dragged down the street by a school bus.
School leaders hope that surveillance video will help out with their investigation, trying to figure out how this all happened. WKYT's Mark Barber is live in Winchester now to explain what we do know about the accident so far. Mark, good morning.
Good morning, Bill and Rebecca. A witness says when the elementary student was walking off the school bus, his jacket got caught in the school bus doors. Now we're told that the student was then dragged face down on the road for about 15 to 20 feet under that school bus. Now that boy is now recovering at UK Hospital this morning, where he is being treated for cuts to his face as well as road rash. Now we spoke to a man who saw the whole thing happen. He tells us that as soon as that bus came to a stop, he ran over to help. He says he dove under that bus, ran right up to that child, sat next to him and started talking to him, telling him that help was on the way.
The only thing I could do was just lay down, look at his face, talk to him, try to comfort him, let him know somebody was on the way.
Now, when we asked what the protocol is for school bus drivers, the Clark County Superintendent told us that bus drivers must make sure through visual confirmation that the student has reached their final destination safely. Now, the Clark County Superintendent says they are not taking this matter lightly at all. We're told right now they're looking through surveillance video that was on the bus that captured the incident. They're trying to figure out how they need to proceed from here. Live in Winchester, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Well, it sure is scary, and we'll see what is figured out there. Thank you very much. New details this morning in the search for a missing Kentucky teenager. Police say she has been spotted hundreds of miles away. WKYT's Whitney Wetzel is at our live desk with new information coming in on this case. Good morning, Whitney.
Good morning. Authorities have confirmed that a missing Grayson County teenager was spotted all the way in South Carolina. 13-year-old Cheyenne Phillips and her boyfriend, 18-year-old Dalton Hayes, were seen in a Manning, South Carolina Walmart on Monday. It's also been confirmed that the two are still traveling in a red 2006 Toyota Tacoma with Kentucky farm tag 0050CD. Authorities say a firearm was in that vehicle when it was taken, and it's just one of two cars that couple is accused of stealing. Phillips has been missing since January 3rd. At the Walmart, she was wearing a black long-sleeve shirt, black sweatpants, and brown and pink cowboy boots. Hayes was wearing light-colored dirty blue jeans, a UK Wildcats short sleeve shirt and black tennis shoes. Police say it's unclear where they were headed when they left that store. Authorities in that region have been notified, but anyone with information is of course asked to call police. At the live desk, Whitney Wetzel, back to you.
We are tracking the investigation into a Lexington crash that killed two young men. It happened yesterday afternoon on Versailles Road near Terrace View Drive. Police say two cars crashed head-on. The coroner says he found alcohol in one of those cars. The road was shut down for several hours, leaving onlookers shocked at what they were seeing.
I was just in the house and I heard the boom sound. Come outside a few minutes later and this is going on. When I came outside, I'm just like, oh my God, this is bad. This is really, really bad.
Investigators say the driver of the Civic died at the scene. One of his passengers died after being taken to the hospital. 2 other people were hurt in the crash. The coroner has not released any names.
It's 6:35 now on WKYT, and we have new developments this morning in a deadly police-involved shooting in Madison County. Just days after state police wrapped up their investigation into the death of Jesse Gibbons, the Madison County Commonwealth's attorney says he is withdrawing from the case. Gibbons died back in September after an exchange of gunfire with police. Police say he attacked a Lexington police officer, prompting a chase and shootout that ended in Richmond. The Richmond Register reports that David Smith made the decision to withdraw because he is working cases with 4 of the 8 officers involved in the shooting. The state attorney general's office will now take over the case. The FBI says a 20-year-old Ohio man's posts on Twitter led to an undercover operation and the man's arrest on charges of plotting to blow up the U.S. Capitol. Police say Christopher Cornell told an FBI informant that they should, quote, wage jihad, and showed his plans for bombing the Capitol and shooting people. The FBI says Cornell expressed his support for the Islamic State. He was arrested yesterday in an undercover operation.
Republican Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky says that some people game the system to receive disability payments they do not deserve. Paul met with Republican lawmakers in the primary state of New Hampshire, where he talked about how fraud is a widespread problem in disability programs that help people injured at work. He says too many people collect money from Uncle Sam.
What I tell people is, if you look like me and you hop out of your truck, you shouldn't be getting a disability check. You know, over half the people on disability are either anxious or their back hurts. Join the club, you know?
The Democratic National Committee seized on these comments. They call them offensive. In a later interview with the Associated Press, Paul, a potential presidential candidate, dismissed the criticism, saying his critics are arguing for fraud while he's arguing for elimination of fraud.
Police have identified the man accused of robbing a Lexington bank. Police have issued an arrest warrant for 25-year-old John Nation. He is charged with robbery. Lexington police say Nation had a gun when he robbed the Central Bank on Richmond Road yesterday. They think he may be involved in an attempted theft at a nearby Rite Aid just before the robbery. Police say Nation was driving a white Toyota 4Runner and has a teardrop tattoo under one of his eyes. A Kentucky man is accused of tattooing a vulgar word on a woman's body at gunpoint. An Anderson County grand jury indicted Michael Joseph for wanton endangerment, unlawful imprisonment, and assault. Police say he accused the victim of texting an ex-boyfriend, then held a gun to her head and tattooed her.
But this crime definitely is more personal to the victim for sure, because of the prolonged disfigurement and permanent disfigurement involving this crime.
The mother of the victim told us that she is afraid that Joseph will kill her daughter if he gets out of jail. The Anderson News reports Joseph served time in 2013 for stabbing a man outside the Lawrenceburg Walmart.
A new animal shelter serving much of southeastern Kentucky could be opening up by March 1st, but workers still need your help to make it happen. A fire destroyed the Knox-Whitley Animal Shelter's former home a little more than a year ago. The new building just outside Corbin will be 3 times larger, but it's also more expensive. The shelter director says they still need about $100,000.
Our problem right now is we're still paying rent in our temporary spot that we're at, while we're also ramping up on a bank loan on trying to get into this one.
Shelter workers say you can help by donating supplies or by paying $600 to have a kennel named in memory of someone. We have information on how you can do that, WKYT.com. Cute little dogs.
I was going to say, yeah, some cute puppies available there, certainly.
And another interesting dog story. 2 new rugs at the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office in Florida looked nice. And they looked, you know, like a typical rug until you looked a little bit closer. Right.
And the problem, it read, "In dog we trust." A deputy working security at the building noticed the error. A sheriff's office spokesperson said the rug maker made the error and will replace them with corrected versions. So there they go, rolling those up.
Ah, pulled the rug out from under them, huh?
You got it, yeah. 6:40 is the time. It's 20 before 7 on WKYT this morning.
Let's check traffic right now and see how things are moving on the roads.
Let's go to Officer Don with a check on live drive traffic. Good morning, Don.
Good morning. Got a stalled car inbound South Broadway at Waller Avenue that's blocking the right inbound lane at the moment. should be able to get past that okay. On the north side, the circle looks good between Newtown Pike and Boardwalk in that area over to Winchester Road. So we got a live look at Broadway and High Street. On our Waze map, nothing major, just a couple of stalled cars popping up, but it looks like all lanes are open, and through the construction zone there on the circle, things are tight but moving okay. And inbound Leestown Road is steady as well from Greendale to the circle. Now back to you in the studio.
Okay, thank you so much. And more news coming up on WKYT this morning on your Thursday.
A cuddly and adorable hippo showing off its dangerous side. The animal said hello
Oof, look at
to
it.
a couple of fishermen.
That's pretty interesting. First Alert Defender Live Radar, we're tracking those snow chances as that bulk of the snow is still well back toward the west. Getting a few flakes now, but really the heaviest snow comes later on. And I'll really jot down the timing coming up next.